The deep stirs with envy, and the chained one writhes in silence. Living St. Gaius, the prophet of mud. Welcome back, everyone. Today we're going to go over the Trench Crusade Carcass Front campaign / two-player starter kit. It's going to be a really exciting time come July. A little bit about this. The Carcass Front awaits. Delve into the war-torn lands of the Carcass Front and discover the mysteries they hold in this exciting new starter set and supplement box for Trench Crusade. The ideal starter set. The Carcass Front box is full of brand new content for veteran players, but also a great place to begin if you're new to Trench Crusade. We got two new warbands. Well, not new per se, but they actually are getting hard plastic model kits for the first time. They have the procession, the Blighted Warriors of the Procession of Sacred Affliction, which I believe is the Pilgrims, and the Murderous Heretic Naval Raiders, which are a fan favorite. The box includes 16 models and hard plastic sprues. And here's a little brief description of the Heretic Naval Raiders. They are known for their ruthlessness and brutality. Well trained and equipped, they stalk the shores like cruel predators, waiting for the perfect opportunity to burst across the battlefield with blinding speed and a seemingly endless number of bullets, each inscribed with runes of blasphemy. The Heretic Naval Raiders are well suited to players who can leverage their smaller model count by using their enhanced mobility and infiltrating prowess to seek advantageous positions, luring their prey into a deadly hail of gunfire and wicked blades. Then we have the Procession of the Sacred Affliction, are amongst the faithful's most resilient and zealous fighters. Protected by unwavering faith and blessed icons, each and every leper pilgrim can shrug off lethal wounds long enough to drown their foes in the mud with the milestones tied to their backs. The Procession of the Sacred Affliction is perfect for players who want to take the fight directly to the heretics with blade and holy fire in large numbers, leaping across trenches and ignoring lethal blows to send the denizens of hell back from whence they came. Which, I don't know about you, that sounds pretty dang cool. A whole leper colony of pilgrims just going out there and doing their thing and just trying to take the fight out before they get taken by their affliction sounds pretty cool. And a little bit about what we're actually doing in the campaign settings is we're walking the path to Leviathan. Both of box's campaigns are set in a hitherto unexplored area of Trench Crusade world map called the Carcass Front, which is the name given to the war-torn lands to the north of New Antioch. The two-player narrative campaign is an epic race to reach one of the creation's greatest horrors. The ever-restless armies of hell stir once more into the benighted lands beyond New Antioch, and everywhere signs show them the return of Leviathan is nigh. Warbands of the faithful and fallen gather to fulfill the prophecy in a conflict that will shape the next chapter of the Trench Crusade saga. I don't know about you, but the Leviathan thing does not sound good. We've already been fighting these chaos dragons and stuff like that, so let's see how this goes. Apparently an ancient evil stirs under the blood-tinged waters of the Carian coast. Will you slay Leviathan and feast upon its flesh, or unleash it upon the world? Oh yeah, that's one thing I did forget to mention a minute ago. The pilgrims, the leper pilgrims, want to try to eat Leviathan. They think it will turn them into abomination, or the communicants, sorry, not abominations. Carcass Front also features a map-based campaign for 2 to 8 players, which is awesome. So even if you just have a buddy that wants to play, or you have a larger group, I'm sure you can expand that to more people with a little bit of tailoring. They'll see the warbands battle over the resources and esoteric secrets of the Carcass Front, and features various new mechanics to ensure that no two campaigns will ever be the same. We're going to step into iconic locations of the Carcass Front, from the dark recesses of the Corpse Depot to the lost wonders of Nivea Norvis. Do not quote me on how to say any of that. Either way, folks, this is exciting news. We're getting more plastic kits coming to us pretty soon. Actually, the recording of this is April. So we just had Adepticon. The next stop for Trench Crusade booth and them is a UK Games Expo here in May, and I'm sure we'll get a lot more news on what's next, possibly after Carcass Front. But it's awesome to see that they are just keep going full steam ahead with Trench Crusade and that they're not stopping. I know some people are a little mixed on them being more focused on creating plastic kits and sending those out rather than the STLs and digital files and stuff like that. But one thing to note is if you were a backer back in the day when this thing was on Kickstarter, you will be getting all of the Carcass Front stuff as an STL form and digital formats as well. So there's some good news for you there. I mean, they are staying pretty true to their word for the most part. You know, they are still a business company and they have to make profits. And how they make profits is making new things that they haven't sold yet. So that's just something that we're all very familiar with, especially with this 2-player box starter set. Essentially, only being 130 USD is pretty reasonable given today's pricing and what we have to deal with. I know the new Knight Desecrator or whatever it is, the mid-size Knight that GW just released, I think is retail 170. So think about that. This being 130, you get 2 whole warbands and a whole bunch of other little gribblies that go with it for less than that. In which I don't know if I mentioned it, but those 2 warbands are what they quote unquote say 700 ducats each. So that is a straight up starter campaign army. Now, whether or not you can mix and match to kind of boost the numbers up and down is probably depending on you and your hobby skills and kit bashing. But yeah, other than that, I don't really know what much else to ramble on about. So I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section down below and let me know how I can continue to improve these videos. This is something I really want to continue with and possibly a new path going forward for me. So any help that you could do, maybe leave a like, comment, just tell me what I'm doing wrong or doing right. So I appreciate your support, and I'll see you next time.